Torun's tram system is often one that defies the odds, just like its home city, which, unlike many cities in this part of Europe, did not face mass destruction. During wars, the trams kept running and recovered. During periods of tram closures and economic downturns, it kept going, invested, and tried to come out stronger. Let's dive in. The tram system of Toruń is already 135 years old, as it opened on the 16th of May in 1891. It was a horse-drawn tram line that connected the district Bydgoskie Przedmieście to the railway station Toruń Miasto via the Old Town. At this time, Toruń was located in Germany, and this meant that German companies were operating the tram system. Toruń's trams therefore did not have to wait all that long to be electrified. This occurred in 1899. The electrification was the catalyst for quick expansion, which lasted until the First World War. After the First World War and the formation of the Second Polish Republic, in which Poland found its independence again, the funds for the tram system were tight, which even led to temporary suspension. In the late 1920s, the construction of new tram lines picked up again, with the most important connection being the tram line that was built along the new road bridge across the Vistula, that connected Toruń with its main railway station, Toruń Główny. Until World War II, the network kept growing. But like most of Poland, the Toruń tram system also faced the consequences of the war. The main bridge across the Vistula River was destroyed in the war, and many other parts were damaged. After the war, the tram system found itself back in a very poor state, with only 6 to 9 usable trams and a poor state of the tracks. From the 1950s onward, the tram system was gradually repaired, and conditions improved. Unlike many other tram systems in Poland, there was no mass tramline closure in the 1960s and 1970s. Instead, Toruń city authorities decided to invest in the tram system by modernizing and even extending it. It also took over trams from cities that decided to close the tram systems or parts of them. However, Toruń was not immune to closures. The tracks in the historic and preserved Old Town were removed. And in 1984, the bridge across the Vistula also lost its tram tracks, making the tram system lose its connection to Toruń Główny. After 1989, with the fall of communism, Poland's tram system found themselves in a rapidly changing environment with lots of economic uncertainty. This led to closures of tram lines. But also here, Toruń started reversing this trend quickly. It again started investing in its tram system. The Konstal 805 NA family was modernized, tracks were reconstructed, and routes were optimized. In 2014, the new section towards Universiteit was built, and the city also started purchasing new trams from PESA. The most recent opening was in 2023, when the section to Heveliusza was opened. Which brings us to the network of today. This is the tram system of Toruń. It is around 28 kilometers long. The network uses the meter gauge, and is one of the 5 meter gauge networks in Poland, beside Łódź, Bydgoszcz, Elbląg and Grudziądz. The network is electrified using 600 volt DC overhead wires, and there's one depot. Let's take a look at the lines. Line 1 runs between Universiteit and Olimpijska Park and Ride. It is around 12 kilometers long and has 25 stops. Line 2 runs between Motorarena and Elana Be. It is nearly 10 kilometers long and has 20 stops. Line 3 also starts at Motorarena and goes to Heveliusza. It is around 11 kilometers long and has 26 stops. Line 4 runs between Universiteit and Elana Be. It is around 10 kilometers long and has 21 stops. Line 5 runs between Motorarena and Olimpijska Park and Ride. It is around 13 kilometers long and has 24 stops. Line 6 starts in the north of the city at Heveliusha and runs towards Olimpiska Park and Ride. It has 28 stops and is around 14 kilometers long, making it the longest line on the network. Line 7 runs between Universiteit and Wschodnia. It has 22 stops and is around 10 kilometers long. Line 7 only runs during weekdays between 5 am and 6 pm. Every tram line runs typically every 20 minutes during the weekdays, while on weekends the frequency drops to every half an hour. As all the sections have at least 2 lines running on them, the frequency is around every 10 to 15 minutes. This video about the tram system of Toruń is part of an already 59 episode long series of videos of transport systems. I would love to show you many more in the future. Therefore, it will be really helpful if you like my video and subscribe to my channel. Let's now take a look at the tram fleet. Toruń has a fleet built entirely on Polish soil. The oldest type in the fleet is the Konstal 805NA, the meter gauge variant of the Konstal 105NA. They were delivered between 1980 and 1990. Their number is starting to decline as they are being replaced by newer types. The best estimate I can find is that only 12 are still in active service. The next type in the fleet is a modernized type of the Konstal 805NA, the 805NA and D. There are 18 trams of this type in Toruń. They were modernized between 2007 and 2014. Both the 805NA and 805NA and D are 13.5 meters long. The next type in the fleet is the PESA Swing, of which Toruń has quite a few variants. The first variant to be delivered was the Swing 122 NBT, which is the unidirectional 5-section variant. It is 30 meters long and was delivered in 2014. There are 6 PESA Swing 122 NBTs in Toruń. Another variant is the unidirectional PESA Swing 121 NBT. It has 3 sections and is 19.4 meters long. There are also 6 trams of this variant in Toruń, which were delivered in 2015. Toruń also ordered a bidirectional variant of the PESA Swing, in this case the Swing Dual 122 NBT. This variant is also 30.1 meters long across 5 sections, and was delivered in 2015. In 2022, Toruń ordered another batch of PESA Swings. This time it was the unidirectional Swing 122 NAT, which is also 30.1 meters long across 5 sections. 5 trams were delivered in 2022 and another 4 in 2025. Let's now take a look at the future. The biggest new development will be a western extension of the tram network, which will lead to a brand new tram depot. This depot is much needed, as the current depot's capacity is limited. The current depot is the same depot that the tram system has used since its very beginning. The new extension and depot should open around 2029. There are also plans to expand the tram depot to add a bus depot as well. Another very recent development is that Toruń ordered 4 more PESA Swings, which will likely join the fleet before the end of 2027. This order is a result of activating a part of the options in the previous contract. There's also a more outlandish idea to build a tram line from Toruń to the somewhat nearby city of Bydgoszcz. It would work out as both systems are technically similar, use the same gauge and even the same tram types. But the gap of over 30 kilometers separate both networks, and there are existing and good train connections. The gap between the two systems does not lead through the most urbanized area, to say the least. I would much rather focus on ensuring the trams are able to reach Toruń Główny again. And that's it for this video about the tram system of Toruń. Click here to watch my video about the tram system of Poznan. And as always, thank you for watching.